Hey, this is Mike with Riding in the Ozarks, and today's video is kind of an experiment. It's something new I've been thinking about doing. Every once in a while, I get some tidbits of motorcycle news, but there's not enough information there for me to make a real video on it and to actually have it worth your time and my time to watch it for 2 or 3 minutes when it's 2 or 3 sentences. So, what I've done is collect a little bit of that information. We're going to throw it all together today in some motorcycle news and do a little channel news at the end. And if you like this, then maybe I'll do this every week or 2 weeks as I get enough information to make it worthwhile. So, leave me a comment after you've watched this video and let me know if you want to see more stuff like this or if this was a big dud. That's okay. You can tell me if it's a lead balloon. All right, let's get started with some Harley-Davidson news. Some of this is stuff I've just found out this week, and some of it I've been sitting on trying to get more information to make it worth doing a video on. First, this week Harley-Davidson announced a new chief commercial officer. Yeah, I know, it's not the guy in charge of commercials, at least not from what I can tell. He sits in on all the earnings reports and he answers questions also at the end, but he doesn't do much in the way of presentation. So this isn't a, you didn't do a good job and we're replacing you kind of thing. This is more of like the guy says, I've had enough, I'm ready to retire. Can you get somebody else in here to cover this spot? So they've hired someone new. This guy is going to stay on as part of the board for the HD Financial Services Division. All right, so I don't know if anybody else is going to be interested in this, but I've been paying attention to the Harley-Davidson dealers closing all across the country, and another one is closing in Ohio. They've been in business for 115 years, and at the end of the month, they're done. They're out. Now, the comment in the article I read said they were retiring, but are they retiring because the business isn't profitable enough to leave it to someone else? Do they not have family members that want to take it over for a third or fourth generation? Or could they not sell it to someone else? Or is this part of that rewire structure where Harley-Davidson is trying to reduce the number of dealerships to the most profitable ones and build up that exclusivity, and so this dealership just didn't fit in that mold, so it's time to go? I don't know. And we probably will never find out. But I do see a big trend of dealerships closing and consolidating across the country. So next week is the Harley-Davidson Pan America launch. Yes, their first adventure segment motorcycle. It's kind of a big deal, a lot of hype around it. I will be watching that. I will be doing a video on it. I ride some dual sports, so I am interested in it. I get all of you may not be interested in it, but if any of you are interested in the Custom 1250, I'm going to tell you, you might want to check that event out, or just come back here to the channel and check in with me and see what was said. Because during the fourth quarter earnings call earlier this month, the CEO commented that they would be talking about the middleweight cruiser running the Revolution Max engine, and that there would be a glimpse of that on the 22nd. That leaves me to believe he's going to talk about the Custom 1250 during the Pan America launch or at the end of it, or give us some information on it finally. It still says planned for 2021 on the website. If you want to know more about that bike, I have a video that I'll link to up above. All right, so this last bit of HD news comes from a subscriber. I can't thank Kevin enough for sending me this screenshot. This is already gone, so it won't do any good to go look at it, but I believe it to be true. He caught HD in the middle of updating their website, and the Harley-Davidson Revival was listed under the parts and accessories selection. So you could pick your year, then you could pick your model, and there it was. He picked it. He was able to see it looked like it was going to be a Batwing bagger, and maybe some performance parts were available for it. That's really all he got out of it. The website was updated and it was gone shortly after, but he did get a screenshot showing where he was able to select that bike. So Kevin, thanks for that shot. And you know, if any of you guys got anything like that you think would be interesting, you can email me at ridingintheozarks@gmail.com. All right, so let's go on and talk about Indian and some of the news from the Scout launch. So I did a video on it. You may or may not like it. That's okay. One of the things I thought was very noticeable, I mean, obviously these bikes are geared to go after the Harley-Davidson Softails, and I think that was a good move by Indian. And I'm not picking on the bikes, but they were all higher MSRPs than what I would consider to be the comparable Softail. Now, what someone noticed and told me about was that if you go to the Indian website and you click to do the compare, the MSRP on all these new Scouts is even higher. It's even higher, yeah, than what it is listed at on the main page for the bike. So that makes me think that Indian was planning to release these bikes at an even higher price. Now, I commented during the Harley-Davidson launch that they kept the price the same on several of the bikes. I think Indian was anticipating a price hike from Harley-Davidson across the board, and so they were going to be able to raise their prices and stay competitive. And Harley didn't raise all their prices, so they had to go do some backtracking and change some pricing, and they didn't get that updated everywhere in the website. Now, that's just a guess. I have no proof that that's what happened, but I do have screenshots to prove that the MSRP on the compare sites are different than the MSRP for the main page for the bike when you click on it, and they are higher on the compare page. Our last bit of motorcycle related news is from Triumph. They announced a global launch event on the 23rd, the day after the Pan America launch. They're going to be doing a live launch event for the Bonneville family. Yep, 2021 Bonnevilles are coming. So if you're into Triumph, you may want to check that out. I am going to watch it. I'm not really into the Bonnevilles, but I am into the Trident 660, and I'm very interested in that bike. So I am going to be paying attention to what Triumph is doing and releasing this year. If that's something you think is cool, let me know. Maybe I will do more coverage on Triumphs in the future. All right, and this is the last piece. This is just a little channel news. If you would be interested in watching me be a guest on a live stream, tune in to Bronco Ride's channel on February 21st, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. There's a link in the description down below. I'm going to be a guest on the Fireside chat on Sunday evening. Yes, that is hosted by Bronco Ride, Bodine52, and Harley Day Rider, and your special guest this week is me. So if you get in there early, sometimes you can put a question in the chat that you'd like them to ask me. If there's time at the end of the show, they'll roll that in there. So if there's something you've been wanting to know, get on over, watch the show, and make sure you get that comment in there and let them know what you want to know about riding in the Ozarks. All right, well, that does it for this week's news. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you do that YouTube thing, check out the content on my channel. And if you dig it, hit that subscribe button down below. Don't forget to ring that bell to be notified the next time I drop a new video. And as always, thank you for your support. Stay safe and keep on riding.